Today we are talking about chapter number 4 that relates to function. First we will be discussing the concept of function, domain, what is input, what is output, and later on we will be having some numerical questions to make a practice. So we start from chapter number 4 that deals with function. And what is a function? We start from definition. As you know that the function is a device between input and output. Or we can simplify what is definition of function. Function is a device between input and output. And input is called domain. Input is called domain and output is called range. So in a function there are two components. One is input, second one is output. If input is increased due to increase in input, if output is increased, we can say there is direct relationship or positive relationship, as we have explained in our previous chapter that there are 4 types of slopes. There are normally we determine positive slope, negative slope, infinite slope or zero slope. But here we are talking about function due to increase in input. If output is increased, that is called positive slope. If due to increase in input, output is decreased, there is inverse relationship. So we are focusing on function. What is function? Function is a device between input and output. Input is called domain, output is called range. So that is the basic definition of function. And as you know that what is domain and range? Domain is called input and range is called output. After that we have concept of restricted domain and restricted range. And you know what is domain?
Input.
Domain is called input. What is range?
Output.
Output. Range is called output. Restricted domain, it means we here will be talking about input. And restricted, we are going to restrict. One is minimum, second one is maximum. Minimum and maximum, it means here are 2 inputs. When we talk about restricted domain, these are 2 inputs. One is minimum, second one is maximum. So what is the restricted domain? Minimum and maximum input is called restricted domain. And second is restricted range. Restrict karna. Here we are going to restrict. That one is minimum, second is maximum. And we are talking about range. Range is output. So restricted range is minimum and maximum output is called restricted range. And whereas restricted domain, minimum and maximum input is called restricted domain. So function is a device between input and output. Input is called domain. Output is called range. And we have explained for the 2 components. One is restricted domain, second one is restricted range. Restricted domain is minimum and maximum input, and restricted range is minimum and maximum output. So exercise 4.1 deals with these 2 components, and first we'll be talking about, I think, exercise question number 1 to question number 16. Here we'll be talking about we are having the input and we have to determine the output by utilizing the values of input, and there are 3 types of inputs. F is function of 0, and second is function of -2, and third is a plus b. Here we have 3 types of inputs: 0, -2 and a plus b. Different inputs, obviously we will be getting different outputs. Question number 1 to question number 16, we have to simply determine the output or the value of function. If we look at question number 1, what is question number 1? 5x minus
10.
f of x is
5x minus 10.
question number 1, f of x is 5x minus
10.
10, and we have three types of inputs. We have to determine in part A f of 0, in part B
Minus 2.
f of minus 2, and in part C
A plus B.
f of a plus b. Okay, as you know that x is a variable and these are the variables value, and what are the values of variable? One is
0.
0, and second time
Minus 2.
third time
A plus B.
b. So instead of x we will be placing its value, part A, which is f of 0. So 5 and 2 we place the value of x, that is
Minus 10.
0 is equal minus 10. 5 multiplied with 0 is 0, minus 10. So the value of f of 0 is
Minus 10.
minus 10. Minus
10.
10. And in second part we have the value of x, that is equal to minus 2.
2.
So now we place the value of x, that is minus 2, 5 and 2, minus 2, minus 10. Here we can simplify. 5 into minus 2 is minus 10, minus 10, it equates to
Minus 20.
minus 20. Look, inputs are changed, values are getting changed. And third part is f of a plus b, 5 and 2. We are placing the value of x as that is given a plus b, minus 10 is equal to 5a plus 5b minus 10. So we can simplify this question till that, and if we are having the values of a, b, then we can further simplify and we can leave the question here. So question number 1 to question number 16 deals with same approach. If you want, we can solve any of the question. If we look at question number, for example, 15, 13, 15, all are same. Here we are having the variable power. If we look at question number 15, what is question number 15?
F of x.
F of x,
X power 3.
x power 3
Minus 2x.
minus
2x.
2x,
Plus 4.
sorry,
Plus 4.
plus 4, and we have three values of inputs, 0, minus 2 and a plus b. We can simplify part A. What is part A? F of 0, 0 raised power 3, okay, minus 2 into 0 plus 4. We can simplify anything having power 0 is equal to 0 having any power is equal to 0, minus 0 plus 4 is equal to 4. Then we can solve part B. What is part B? Here the value of x is minus 2. So minus 2 raised power
3.
3. Then minus 2 into
3.
minus 2 plus 4 is equal to, here the power is odd. Obviously we will be getting the negative answer. If power is even, then we will be getting positive value. So most of the students make a mistake here, that they write the answer that is equal to 6. But here we are going to multiply 2, multiply by 2, multiply by 2, minus 2, minus 2, minus 2. Is it?
Yes.
Minus minus?
Plus
Plus 2 multiplied by 2? 4. Then 4 multiplied by minus 2?
8.
Minus 8. That's equal to minus 8. So you should be very careful in this operationalization. Minus 8, minus minus? Plus 4, plus 4, minus 8, plus 8. It's equal to 0. Any confusion?
No.
So we have part C. What is part C? F of a plus
B.
b is equal to, here we have to place the value of x as a plus b, a plus b raised power
3.
3 minus 2 into a plus
B
sorry
plus 4.
plus 4. We can simplify this. If you know the formula of cube, then you can solve it with cube. Otherwise, you can break it. We can write a plus b into a plus b square. Is it same?
Yes.
Bases are same. Powers will be
Added.
So will be added minus 2a minus 2b plus 4. Okay. We can solve here. So a plus f of a plus b is equal to a plus b. As you know the formula of a plus b square. What is the formula? A square when we operate it plus b square plus 2ab plus 2a sorry minus 2a minus 2b
Plus 4.
plus 4. Is it
Yes.
clear?
Yes.
So we can simplify. First we will multiply a with all expression in the parenthesis. Then we can multiply b with this. I'm sorry. Then we can add or subtract or simplify the expression. So in first part, f of a plus b is equal to a into a square plus b square plus 2ab. Inside second expression, here is plus sign and b is given. b will be again multiplied with a square plus b square plus 2ab. What's left in the equation? Minus 2a minus 2b plus 4. Okay, students? So we can simplify a multiplied by a square, the powers will be added. So a cube here plus ab square plus 2a square b plus a square b. Okay, then b cube, then
2ab square
plus 2ab square minus 2a minus 2b plus 4. Is it? Then we can arrange it. First of all, we write the expression having maximum power. So a cube plus b cube. We can write any of the expression. Then we can write 2a square b. It's up to you. Then we can write 2ab square. Okay. Then we can write a square b. Okay. After that we can write ab square. Then minus 2a minus 2b plus 4. We can leave the question here because it's the simplest form and we don't have the values of a and b. Otherwise we can simplify it.
जैसे इनको ऐड कर देंगे ना.
What you want to add?
A square b or
Yes, we can. Here the coefficient is 1, here the coefficient is 2. They are same. Okay. This and this will be added. We can make the pair. First pair this and this. Okay. Second pair this and this. So we can write a cube plus b cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square minus 2a minus 2b plus 4. I think it's the simplest form and we can leave the question here. Anything clear? Clear? So question number 1 to question number 16 are same. The rest of the questions you can make the practice by yourself. If you are facing any problem, then we can discuss in later phase. Question number 17 to question number 14. They are not practical question. Here we have determined the input. We have determined the domain. And I will be suggesting we move forward towards the applied side of questions which are having more worthwhile, and we can solve those questions question number 41 to onwards, I think there are 60 plus questions. Question number 41 to question number 64. These are practical scenarios, and we can give more time on these questions. And if we look at question number 41, who wanna read? You wanna read? Aisha, you can read.
The function Cx is equal to 15x plus 80,000 express the total cost Cx in dollars of manufacturing X unit of a product if the maximum number of units which can be produced equally 50,000. State the restrict domain and range for this cost function.
Okay students, here we have a cost function. Here we have a cost function. Just keep in mind the concept of cost. There are two types of costs. One is a fixed cost, second one is a variable cost. One is a fixed cost, second one is a variable cost. And we have a cost function. If you look at the slope, is it positive or negative? What is slope? In this case, the coefficient of input is positive or negative?
Positive?
It's positive. Obviously, it's cost function. Cost function, what is a cost function? That cost, total cost is combination of fixed cost and variable cost. Total cost is a combination of fixed cost and
Variable.
I'm sorry, fixed cost and variable cost. So every unit, if firm produces every unit, then it is having some cost. That is a variable cost. And fixed cost that will remain fixed. For example, the cost of plant, building, machinery, everything that is one-time cost. And the variable cost that may vary with the production of number of units. Okay?
Yes.
So here, whenever we have a cost function, it means slope will be positive.
Positive.
That is a combination of fixed cost and variable cost. If we have a profit function, if we have a profit function, profit, what is profit? That is combination of, or we can say, if we talk about profit function, one is revenue, second one is cost. The difference between revenue and cost is called profit. Okay? So here we have only cost function, and this is more practical question related to corporate sector, and we are students of business studies, and we will be talking about corporate nature scenarios. In previous questions, question number 1 to 16, we were talking about input and output, and here we have operationalization of some practical questions. If we look at the function, what is the function? Cost C of x. C of x is equal to
15x
15x
plus
plus
80,000.
80,000.
80,000.
Look, what is fixed cost here? Fixed cost, that is constant. Fixed cost will remain same, that will not be changed. So it means that is a constant.
80,000.
So we have explained in detail slope intercept form in our chapter number 2. What is slope intercept form? Y is equal to mx plus
Mx plus c.
plus c or k. It's y. Is it m? Is it m? It's x. Is
K.
k or constant. So slope is positive. It means every unit, when firm produce 1 unit, so its variable cost is 15 rupees, dollar, whatever the unit is. What the fixed cost is? 80,000. Our question is, if we look at the question, the function is given, and if the firm maximum number of units that can be produced is equal to 50,000.
Yes.
Maximum input is given, and we have to determine the restricted domain and range.
Yes.
What is our concern? We need to find restricted domain and range. What is restricted domain? Domain is
Maximum and
input. There are 2 types of inputs. One is minimum, second one is maximum. So input, we have to determine the restricted domain and restricted range in this question. So if maximum x number of units that is the value of x. Input है, if we put the value of x 50,000, that is maximum units. Firm can produce maximum 50,000. Is it maximum input? Okay, is it? Maximum units कितने produce कर सकते हैं? 50,000. That is maximum input. Minimum कितने produce कर सकते हैं firm? 0. तो restricted domain क्या है? Minimum input and maximum input. So first we are having the value of maximum. Okay, maximum, if maximum x is maximum units, that is x is equal to 50,000. Or we can name it maximum input.
Yes.
If input is maximum, slope is positive. Output will be maximum or minimum. Slope is positive. Direct relation. If input is maximum, output is maximum. If input is
Minimum.
output is if there is inverse relation, then that will be reciprocal, that will be opposite side. There will be inverse relation. Maximum input, minimum output. And keep in mind the coordinate plan, and we have discussed in our chapter number 1, we are having 4 types of coordinates. There is direct relation. We have extensively discussed about the positive slope and negative slope and zero slope and so on. So here, if the maximum input is 50,000, then we can simplify and we can find the maximum output. So C of 50,000, cost of 50,000, if one produces 50,000 units, then how much it will cost? 50 multiplied by 50,000 plus 80,000. What is sum? You have to find 15 multiplied by 50,000. I think 750 plus 80,000. जी मैंने सही कैलकुलेट किया बच्चों?
Yes, sir.
Then you can add, what's the value? 830, is it? So the cost of 50,000 unit is 830 of 1000. Clear, students?
Yes.
What's the interpretation? If firm produces 50,000 units, then it will cost
830,000.
$830,000 or whatever is the unit. I think it's dollar. It's dollar. So then we can find what is this output input? Output. It's maximum output. Maximum output. What's this?
Maximum input.
Maximum input. Maximum input. Then our concern is to determine restricted domain and
Restricted
range. Restricted domain, we have calculated one component, but we don't know about the minimum. Minimum, any firm can be produce minimum units that can be equal to 0. If x is equal to 0, so we can name it minimum input,
Yes.
which is minimum input, So C of 0 is equal to 15x plus 80,000. So 15, the value of x is in this case 0 plus 80,000. So 80,000. What's the interpretation? What's the interpretation? Tisra. If firm produces none of the unit, then the cost is. And what's this cost?
Minimum output.
This cost is fixed cost, that is the product cost, or any other cost that can fall under the head of fixed cost. So it's the minimum cost, minimum output. So here we conclude restricted domain. Domain में we'll be talking about inputs. We'll be talking about inputs. What is minimum input?
0.
Okay? 0. What is maximum input?
50.
What is maximum input?
50,000.
50,000. We can write less than or equal to x, less than or equal to 50,000. Input is denoted by x. Output is denoted by
Y.
cost, C. So RR means restricted range. When input is minimum, output is
80,000.
minimum, that is 80,000. Is it less than or equal to x or cost?
Cost.
C. Less than or equal to, when number of units are 50,000. When number of units are 50,000, look at here, then what is cost? What is cost?
830,000.
830,000. I think concept is clear. So here you can write minimum and maximum input. Here you can write minimum and maximum output. Minimum and maximum output. So the rest of the questions are same, and I think after break we will be making, we will be covering the rest of question related to practical nature.